What's going on, guys? Welcome into the roundtable. Please take a seat. I'm joined here with Aaron Weiskoph. My name's Josh Halprin, and we're going to be detailing our breakdown of Week 2 of this 2024 NFL season. So, Aaron, I'm going to kick it off here with Bills and Dolphins because that's the Thursday game. Um, this game was not good. Just
No,
flat
it
out.
really fits. It really fits the new version of Thursday Night Football. The way, what's his name, Al Michaels talks is the way I feel watching Thursday Night Football now. And I'm kind
How
of
does
over
he
it. It's
talk?
just something in the background. He's just so monotone, no energy. He knows he's there to collect his check. It's a big check, so
Yeah, I mean, all power to him at that point. But like,
but yeah, it's a
no, I genuinely disliked every second of watching that game. Like it was not fun. Tua
mm,
got his fourth concussion of the year. You know,
I
like
know he needs to be done. He needs to quit. You've got so much money. You got more money than you even need. You got a family.
dude, I
It's
want to see them trade for
I'm
Bryce Young so bad.
It's not a bad move.
Like
A
honest, could
little.
you imagine that, dude? Like, forego Bryce Young forgo that whole experience because I don't know. I was seeing a stat that was saying sorry, my I just got a notification. My computer is running low, six
All good.
percent. Great. Um, Yeah, no, I saw a thing that was Baker and Sam Darnold are like way, way better after leaving the Panthers. So it's like, are they really the issue?
Yeah, I'm. That's something I'm talking about. It just seems
Also,
like there's a
could you do
ton of
me could you do me a
quarterbacks.
solid and also look up the week two games? Because I just kind of have it on like on a second computer on a separate computer, but the computer's about to die.
Yeah, yeah.
Appreciate it, appreciate
I
it.
got you. Pull them up right now. I already have them pulled up. I just drag them over now.
Oh, there we go. Wonderful, beautiful work. Um, with that being said, though, I don't really think there's a lot of talking that we need to do about this game. Bills
No,
won it pretty handily. It was a terrible performance by the Dolphins, and I vastly, sorely regret starting Tua in fantasy. And I said something in my preview
I'm.
video about please play well, but he didn't. So thanks, Tua.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's
All
okay.
right, up. Yeah, it happens. It happens to the worst of us. It also happens to the best of us.
You
Up
got
next, I
your
got Vikings.
yeah,
I
your
got everything
49ers.
there. Vikings Niners. All I gotta say, man, Sam Donald is the truth. I don't know
Well,
what happened.
genuinely.
The, it's impressive. I think God bless Kevin O'Connell. I think that man is a quarterback wizard, and I can't wait to see what he gets to do with JJ. Yeah, I'm a big JJ. Love me some JJ, but if
Of
he can
course,
make
of
Sam Darnold look
course.
like this, yeah, of course. If he can make Sam Darnold look like this,
Yeah,
I
I'll
want him
see
in
if there's a way
Patriots
we
for
can
good.
note that. Um, no, dude, I hate to change the topic away from NFL, but your Wolverines do not look good.
Oh God, don't even sign
As
Orgy
a
starting.
student
Orgy
manager
starting,
too, dude, that's got to be
bro.
rough. Like, what's morale like there?
It's still good. I mean, you move on. That's all you can do. Pick it up. A win's a win. It was an ugly win, but Big Ten play starts. They'll pick it up. The boys will pick it up. The boys are ready. OG's out there. The vibes are up. Um, you know, yeah, Stripe Out's coming up. USC in the house.
Yeah, no,
Can't wait to
I'm
see you
curious to
guys.
see Orgy complete a pass,
He
but
has two touchdowns, so he's completed two of them.
I mean,
They
fair
were just,
enough, fair enough,
little
fair
one of
enough.
those, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, I mean, fair. That's all you
All
can
right,
really do.
back to
Yeah,
the NFL.
back
Back
to
to the
Niners.
NFL.
Honestly, surprised me with not playing as well.
Well, they just can't avoid the injury bug. Every year, Bosa goes down. Every year, they just lose people. I don't know why. It's like a curse. They always get hurt.
Yeah, Niners.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how they keep winning too, and they keep winning too.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all drafting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't exactly rely on Mason as an undrafted free rookie week one. Coming out there, it's filling in for CMC, the best running back in football right now.
Definitely think scheme wise, I just think with Kyle Shanahan, I think he's one of the best schemers in the NFL. Because look what he's done with that Mason coming in. You just plop him in, and boom, he gets the job done. Putting a seventh round pick. I mean, Brock Purdy is really good. I think he was severely underrated in the draft. But putting a seventh round quarterback, that doesn't really happen. That's not supposed to happen. And he takes you to a Super Bowl. I just think his scheming is next level in the NFL.
No, because it's next level coaching and it's next level like scouting and actual like development and stuff. Like there's nothing that you can say about it except just kudos to the Niners. But like, did they win or no?
The
I
Niners
was in
did
and out
not
of
win,
meetings
no.
on Sunday.
No, I mean it was a sloppy game. The Vikings pulled it out. I think Justin Jefferson was the only reason, and he did go down. So
He had that
I
huge
think the
like
Vikings won a
93
field
yard
goal.
touchdown too.
Yeah, which probably won him the game. But if Jefferson can stay healthy, I think Darnold is just going to be relying on him, and I think that's going to get it done. I still don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think they'll put up a good fight in the division at least.
No, definitely they've definitely put together a very competent NFL team.
Yeah, and I think the Vikings always have a good defense, and they're always just missing one key piece. It seems like they're always missing key piece to make a
What do you
deep
think they're
playoff run.
missing?
Well, now it's a quarterback,
I don't know.
but
Who do they have at linebacker?
I know Metellus is one of them, and I think isn't Aaron
Metellus is a
Simmons there?
linebacker now?
Thought so. I know he's like he
I thought he
picks up
was
a
a
lot of his.
safety.
You might be right.
Yeah, I only know that off past Michigan fandom, but
Yeah, I know.
like,
Heard
I
about
don't
that.
follow it like that anymore, like, state. But
Yeah, I know. It's a good
yeah,
roster
no,
there.
like I'm pretty sure he's a safety. But I'm also could be wrong and I'm okay with that. Linebacker or safety, I saw you had a pick, so
I know two names: Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner's a linebacker, but I mean he's really their edge rusher.
yeah, he's an outside linebacker. He's an off
I
back.
mean he's yeah. That's that. I don't know any of these guys. Jonathan Greenard, never heard of him.
No, exactly. Like
Yeah,
you were saying they're only missing their quarterback. Like they still put together like quality outings, but their defense, like it's good, but it doesn't have like big name potential on it besides like Dallas Turner.
yeah. But somehow their defense is always really seems to be really good. And it's they got Brian Flores, who I still don't
Right,
understand why he's
right. They do have
but
Flores.
Brian Flores. Yeah, Flores is really good. He makes that defense really good every year, year in and year out.
Who's got the next game?
Next game, Jets Titans. Rogers first win. That's your guy.
That is my guy. That made me very happy seeing him pull it out.
Good for him. He went through all that 4 plays last year, but it seems like their line's working. They kind of took a risk. They took with Tyrone Smith, who's a freaking robot, super old, but he seems to be doing good. And the whole line they kind of put together seems to be holding together. Not a lot of pressures. It says only just one quarterback pressure on Rodgers, which compared to last week,
Yeah,
way better.
definitely an improvement. Who'd they play? Jets.
Titans.
Titans, right.
Which
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
yeah, it's a
yeah,
good win,
Titans.
but also it's the Titans, so you got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt.
Yeah, but still one
Will
pressure.
Levis isn't exactly there. I saw Calvin Ridley had a touchdown, I believe. So good for him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Um,
still sold the parlay, but whatever.
yeah, I don't know. I'm once again I'm here for talking NFL, but I was in meetings all day on Sunday, so I didn't really get a good chance
So
to
a
like
lot.
watch the games.
No, there were a lot of just games that they happened. A lot of these games just happened. Not a lot of
Yeah, it
super
wasn't all that
storylines.
interesting of a week in NFL action.
Speaking of games that just happened, Chargers Panthers. I mean, not
Chargers,
much you want to say
Bears,
about the Panthers. Panthers, Chargers,
Panthers.
Panthers.
Right, Bears played Texans. My bad. And that
All
that
good.
was like an actual noteworthy game. Um, Chargers, Panthers. I mean, Panthers probably lost by a lot.
Yep, 26-3. Chargers again dominating. J.K. Dobbins making his case for comeback player of the year in week 2.
Flipping into the end zone.
I know. Never. He's not doing that again. He's getting screamed at. Pretty sure the GM
Yeah,
told him he didn't
yeah.
have to do that anymore.
No, but
Yeah,
like I
not a
don't know.
good
It's
look.
it's funny. It's funny to see him go from like getting hurt to actually like playing competently. I feel like.
something. Yeah, something about the U of M OSU duo seems to work in the NFL. First Nico and Stroud. Now it's Harbaugh and J.K. Dobbins. Man,
How did
you love to
Collins
see it.
play?
He played good. Scored the first touchdown for the Texans.
Take
He's
those.
just
You know,
he's
I always
good.
thought that Collins should have been drafted higher coming out of college. I didn't think he was utilized enough at
He
Michigan.
was not even close. He was so underutilized. He'd get the occasional deep ball and catch it and just absolutely moss a
Well,
defender.
the one
And
play
then
that I vividly remember from Collins is that he took like a slant 70 something yards.
remember, yeah, against Indiana, he took a ball over the
Was it
shoulder
Indiana?
against Ohio State. Yeah, pretty sure. He had a monster game, Indiana senior year, I think. And then scored one of our only highlights against Ohio State.
Mhm.
And yeah, severely underutilized. One of the players, if he was on one of these past 21, 22, 23 teams, he would have been probably a first round receiver.
I mean, probably never really know. Because Michigan did also run the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm. And
But
look at the Chargers now, lining up two tight ends, extra linemen,
of course,
real
I
confident
saw a meme on
on the ball.
Instagram that was like just like an I form, but like everybody else just like
Mm-hmm.
lined up like right on,
Yeah, you, you
blocking, and it's like ah yes, like Jim Harbaugh,
you
classic.
love to see it.
Coming
That's
in.
real
Of
foot.
course,
That's
of
just real
course,
football. It's
of
just real
course.
football. And my one biggest thing is Bryce Young a bust now? Benching your
No,
first
dude,
overall pick.
no. Because look at what I said with the Panthers before, right? Look at what Darnold and Baker both did when they left that terrible organization.
I know, but Darnold's a bust. Darnold hasn't done anything.
Would you
You
call?
give that nothing
I would
but
say, I would say that the term bust and journeyman are way too like used interchangeably. Of course, Darnold
yeah,
being
but
drafted where he was, bust. But in terms of like actually being a competent NFL quarterback, Darnold went out there and won a game against, easily a top five team in the NFL.
yeah, yeah. I don't
Busts
disagree
don't
with
do
that. I
that.
just think, but busts also win games, win playoff games, go to a Super Bowl. So that's why I think you classify
I
him as a bust.
mean,
Plus,
I don't know. Like, would you say Baker was considered a bust, and then he went and won a playoff game against the Eagles last year?
no, he also won one in Cleveland where he was drafted. So no, he's not a bust.
That's fair. That's fair. I didn't think about that.
No, I
I don't know.
mean
I
I
I
don't
think,
classify Baker as a
um,
bust.
but no, like to further my point though, I think that with especially like everything that we're seeing with Penix right now, and the stuff that we've seen with Jordan Love, is that just because a guy has a rough start to his career doesn't label them a bust. I think that
Yeah.
if you're a bust, you need to be consistently bad. Johnny Manziel, Nathan Peterman, um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, Ryan Leaf, like very classic bust cases. But that's because they were, bad throughout their entire career. Whereas Bryce Young is only in his second year in the NFL. It might seem like a long time, but it's not. And the Panthers are historically a terrible organization for quarterbacks. The exception
See,
of course being Cam Newton.
don't I don't like Tepper. Seems to be like he's the reason like everything falls apart. He was apparently a big reason that they benched Bryce Young, and their coach was asked about the effect Tepper played, and he just wouldn't answer the question. So it seems like Tepper's the reason everything goes
And
down.
the thing that
That
frustrates me
gone
the
down.
most, honestly, about like that entire decision is what exactly are you getting out of Andy Dalton that Bryce Young doesn't give you?
Experience, and that's it.
Yeah, but like how much experience do you really need?
You need more, so you got to keep Bryce Young in the game. You don't get game experience by sitting and watching on the bench.
Yeah, so we're in agreement that he shouldn't be benched.
No, he should not be benched.
Yeah, no,
Plus,
I think it's a really
you might
stupid.
as well just you might as well just play him and lose and get the first overall pick again while giving him more experience.
Exactly. Because you frankly I don't know,
You're
man.
not
They
winning anything.
they shouldn't have even traded up in the first place in my opinion.
No,
Like
no.
they gifted the Bears everything in that moment.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Mistakes were
Honestly, they should have just traded for Justin Fields.
made. We'll
But
talk about Justin Fields a little later.
I mean, yeah,
Next game.
yeah. Let's move on to the next game though. Who you got?
Next game, Seahawks Patriots. Another, I mean, an overtime game, but a kind of another game that just kind of went on. The
Who ended
Patriots,
up winning it?
Seahawks won in overtime. Patriots got a good run game. Ramondre Stevenson's really revived himself. Antonio Gibson also kind of reviving himself.
Patriots
Steve,
this season have been a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
yeah, but when are you gonna put Drake May in? You draft him first round for a reason.
Yeah, but to what I was
That's what he's
saying
probably
before,
doing.
dude, like don't rush him into it.
I know, but get him that experience. I mean, you're right. Never rush him, but don't you want to give them experience while they can
I think it's
adapt?
once the team gets more seasoned. Because when
True.
players like in and of themselves are still trying to find their footing in the league, then it gets like I don't know. I just feel like it's weird to grow with a rookie quarterback as opposed to like having the two be separate entities. And then middle of the season, week 8, week 9, week 10, once the trade deadline is passed, yeah, start implementing them into maybe not all game, but maybe like a half, maybe a quarter, maybe a drive. Keep it small, but still get them that game experience with like actual experience. I don't know. You saw how they did it with JJ when JJ was a freshman. That's what I think should be going on there.
So,
You
I mean, it's. I think
sprinkle them in.
NFL's a lot more different. NFL's a lot different. You don't really want to do it just a complete package to throw a quarterback in. But I think if they're ever in a blowout, both winning blowout or losing blowout, chuck him in and let him get some snaps in.
Yeah, of
But
course. But
that
I also think that if you're the Patriots, like you know that the NFL right now there are too many good teams to where you're not going to win a Super Bowl right now. You're not really competing for
mhm.
one. So why not sit down, let your young quarterback ease his way into the league and not feel any pressure at all? Because truly, Drake May should feel absolutely no pressure.
Yeah,
Like let him take his time getting into the league.
I agree. I don't like the Patriots, so whatever they can do whatever they want. But I like Drake May. I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah, now that the old regime is gone, I don't really mind the Patriots anymore. Now it's the
That's
Chiefs.
true. It is. It is the Chiefs, and boy, will we talk about the Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll get.
First, first we gotta talk about the Lions. I just got one quick shout out. Shout out to Finn. I know you're watching the video. Baker's cooking. Baker cooked the Lions, cooked the defender, cooked the cornerback. I can't remember who it was, but broke some ankles. Man, it was
Dude,
really
he
fun.
he put Malcolm Rodriguez on the ground.
That's who it was, Malcolm Rodriguez.
Rodrigo,
It was a
dude,
tough
they put
watch.
sat him down.
It was a
Sat
tough
him
watch.
down. I don't know, dude. Honestly, that's the second craziest quarterback juke I saw this weekend. That Arch Manning juke was insane.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Like
he's good.
truly, I would turn in my pads the next day if I got juked out that badly by a quarterback.
Yeah, I would just quit. Just be,
Yeah,
I'm
just
gone,
be,
coach. I
like throw
can't
my
can't
hands up.
recover from
No,
that.
I'm sorry.
Hit the portal, or hit the portal.
Exactly. Like
Hit the
I
portal out of the
can't.
conference.
I'm clearly not built for this. Like I can't. I physically cannot do this. Like I just got little boyed and embarrassed, and like it's on national television. Like
Hmm.
I'd hang my helmet. Like it not that'd not be good. Yeah, no, I want to talk about this Lions game as little as possible because I don't really think there's much analysis that you really need to give into it. Ben
Hmm.
Johnson called a bad game. He did
Red zone
guys
offense
into
was
open space. He
atrocious.
noted, in my opinion, he noticed that Amon Ra wasn't getting targets last week, so he like force fed him the ball. Amon Ra had like 17 targets or something. I saw, or
Yeah.
I've got like a family group chat with my uncles where we just like
Hmm.
all talk football on Sundays and Saturdays, and uh, they were saying like 17 or 18 targets for Amon Ra, which is just a ridiculous number. Ben Johnson should know better than that. Um, I really liked the direction that they went in week one, where you notice that Amon Ra is getting double covered and Sam Laporta is getting double covered. So you bring it over to Jamison Williams because he is also super talented. He is also a first round pick. Um, and like if you're not gonna give him the respect that he deserves, then make him. But they
Yeah, don't
didn't really do
force.
that this week.
I got a feeling that Laporta is getting the forced passes next week, and I'm sick of it. Golf. I mean, you couldn't blame the first one. The first one was clearly PI. They should have called that the first interception, but he's just trying to force it, and it's gonna bite us in the butt. when it
Well, I
matters. I
will
mean,
also say, like, something that I was telling a few of my buddies is like, you're not gonna sit there with a play that Jared Goff makes and be like, man, like only Jared Goff could have made that play. I'm so glad he's my
mhm.
quarterback. Like, at the end of the day, that's just not gonna happen with him. You need to take that with a grain of salt and just be like, like this game just proved that Jared Goff is not the final answer. He's an answer, but if you have the chance to get a more talented quarterback, then you should definitely go and do so.
And in hooker season, baby. And in hooker season.
You already know. But Chris Godwin played a great game. He was on my bench, which sucked. I had a really bad
I'm
fantasy
sorry.
week this week, dude. Like I can't lie to you, I had a really bad fantasy week this week. But Godwin played a great
My
game.
only, I was just, my only takeaway, Hutch is on track for defensive player of the year. I mean, 4.5 sacks.
4.5
It's
sacks
crazy.
is
Nobody can
ridiculous.
see that.
Shout
Yeah,
out Evan Knox for that comment on the NFL post, by the way. Bro got
yeah.
like
Big shout out to
1,500
Evan.
likes.
Big shout out.
Big shout out, EK. Good looks, EK. What's the next game?
Next game, oh jeez, you talk about games that just happened. Commanders Giants.
Commanders Giants just happened. The end score was like
It just
18 to
happened.
something. We talked about this
Eighteen
last
twenty
week.
one.
Giants games always look like they ended in only field goals, which once
They
again
did.
held true.
Commanders hit field goals every single scoring drive, and their
Really,
kicker
they
literally
didn't
came
score a
off his
touchdown.
couch. I'm pretty sure they did not score. No,
There's no way. That is crazy. The
I'm pretty
Commanders
sure.
scored 21 points in field goals.
Last time I checked, I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, double check because like, dude, the
Yep. No, no, no.
kudos to
Austin Siebert.
the
Austin
Giants
Siebert.
red zone defense. Then
You could say that the Commanders got a lot of offense to work on, but either one works. You know what? Giants had so much going wrong. Kudos to their defense. I'll give them that.
no, I think you got to go in that deep because how much offense do you really have to work on when Austin Eckler's your running back? Hate to say it, but washed.
Mm-hmm.
He's slow as heck now. Um, you got Scary Terry, but that's going to be double covered every single time because you have literally no other receiver. So, you know,
There's not much to work with in the red zone.
exactly. It's just not a good offense. And when
It's Jaden Daniels.
exactly, and when there's such like a constrained area of the field, and you can't just bomb it deep to your deep threat. You don't have a receiver you don't have an Amon Ra. You don't have a
Mm-hmm.
guy that's able to just like get some just get a quick 5 yard reception on like an in.
I
You're
mean,
losing that. You lose the ability to have a short term pass play.
I think the Giants have that in Malik Neighbors. I think they got probably second best receiver in the draft, and he really showed. I think he's young. I think he needs to mature. You saw his little meltdown on the sidelines, shoot his head coach away. But I think
100%.
once he fixes that, I think he's gonna be really good. Sucks he's on the Giants, where he's probably gonna be
I think
wasted
I
like
think it'll
Odell
also be
was.
fixed when Daniel Jones isn't his quarterback.
Yeah, he needs to go. When will he be gone? How can they get him gone?
Dude, hey,
I
he's
know
dating
I
Kay Adams, dude. He's dating Kay Adams and making millions. I don't
you
think
know
he
what?
cares.
That's impressive.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares what his
I
stats
strive
on the field are. His stats off the field
no.
are incredible.
I strive to be like Daniel Jones. That's
Dude,
special.
literally, I wish so badly. I've never wanted to be like a bad NFL player, but like if I could be Daniel Jones, dude, if I could care that little about heckling because my life is so awesome, regardless of the fact that I'm terrible at my job, which doesn't even matter
Must be
because my life
nice.
is so awesome.
Hey, you got millions guaranteed anyways, no matter how bad you are.
Fair enough.
It's the dream.
What's the next game?
Next game, here you go, your boys, the Packers and Colts.
Packers Colts. This
It was
one
the
put a
Josh.
smile on
It
my
was the
face.
Josh Jacobs game. Josh Jacobs game. Seems like they went right, getting rid of Aaron Jones. A lot of people seem to be a lot of mixed signals, especially from Packers fans I talked to, that they were very unhappy Jones left. But I think he got better with Josh Jacobs, and it
Well,
clearly
I don't
showed.
know. like this is my team here, so I'm gonna take this one. Like
Go
I
for it.
wasn't I wasn't necessarily upset per se that Aaron Jones was leaving. I was upset that we resigned him instead of Devontae Adams 2 seasons ago, and then
Mhm.
like did traded Adams, and Adams is now in a terrible situation, and he's probably still a top five wide receiver in the entire league. And if our receiving core had that, along with the likes of Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson, so many guys that can do so many different things. And then when you mix in tight ends, Luke Musgrave, uh, like losing Devontae in terms of Jones there, and then getting rid of Jones just really like puts a cap on how good our offense could have been.
Mhm.
But I wasn't mad at all about the Josh Jacobs signing once it happened. Like once we got rid of Jones, I was like, okay, like what Dylan's gonna be the starter now, like cool, whatever. But then he you know
Went down.
bring in Jacobs. He
Yeah.
goes down, but bring in Jacobs, and any day of the week I'll take Josh Jacobs. Because you're basically just bringing in younger Aaron Jones.
Hmm. Speaking of Devontae Adams, are y'all good with Packers?
Yeah, I'm good. It was a great win.
I think,
Anthony Richardson
yeah,
showed you his real highs and lows.
yeah, looking bad for my comeback player of the year award, but we move. Speaking of Devontae Adams, Raiders, it's an upset. Upset the Ravens. Ravens 0-2. Very surprising.
The Ravens being 0-2.
Yeah, especially against the Raiders. I mean, Devontae Adams shows you he's still a top receiver. I think it's league wide known that he's probably top five, top three, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, and Brock Bowers had his coming out party, looked really good.
Brock Bowers
Showing,
did look like he was having a good game. The nine
mm-hmm.
receptions,
he he finally showed being a first round tight end what it looks like. Still think Laporte is better as a second round pick, but I do have a little bias. Plus, he's Notre Dame. I don't like Notre Dame. Or sorry, Georgia. I don't like Georgia.
Fair enough. I don't
But
know. Jackson Storm coming in though. I know you've seen that meme.
mm-hmm,
The whole like Jackson Storm
I
thing, and then
have.
Travis Kelsey being lightning.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, but I think the Ravens got some reflecting to do. I think they got to pick it up next week, whoever they play. I don't know who they play, but losing to the Raiders is not a good look and falling 0-2.
No, dude, I think they need to take a serious like check on Derrick Henry
Mm-hmm.
because
It's starting to look like a bad,
well,
not a
when
bad
you
sign,
look
but
at like Seth and Y's analysis week like pre-week 1 2, and you were like, oh man, like I'm so excited for what that backfield can do. You know, with that read option, with that having that kind of running
mm-hmm.
back, that kind of quarterback, just both so mobile and so deadly. But like Henry looks really washed. Like he does not look like he is having fun. He doesn't look like he's putting together good outings.
I think that's more of a video game backfield. And I don't know what's wrong with Derrick Henry. Ever since that what 2,000 rushing yard season, he's never been the same. He's lost his speed, and he just doesn't seem to be able to break through the line anymore.
Well, another thing that
Oh,
I will
Trevor.
say, I kind of like totally forgot that Derrick Henry even existed after that 2016 season up until like 2018, 2019. After when did he have that like 99-yard touchdown?
Oh God, it was a long
Because
time ago.
I
Just
remember when I
luck.
saw it too, I was like landing on a plane, like craziest time to see something like that. But like it was like Delta. I had like the on air thing, and I was like, oh, like Derrick
Yeah,
Henry,
yeah, yeah.
99-yard touchdown, and I was like, oh, Derrick Henry's a Titan, and I was like, this guy won the
I mean,
Heisman over Christian McCaffrey.
yeah. I mean, he has he's not human when it comes to football, but he just seems to be turning more and more human as the years goes on. And I think the Ravens did not get the Derrick Henry they thought they were getting. Because on paper, it seems to be unstoppable, but they've been stopped twice now. So
No,
I don't
definitely,
know.
definitely.
Yeah, they got to figure it out. They can't go 0-3, especially in their division. Who, funny enough, the Steelers are in first place leading. Never thought I'd say that.
What the Steelers are winning the division?
Yeah,
What do you?
scoring one
I'm
touchdown over
very
two
used to
weeks.
saying that.
I mean, good for them. Steelers, they're always gonna have a winning season. Mike Tomlin,
Big
great
ups,
coach.
Jonah.
But yeah, big ups, big ups. All right, here we go. Love this one. Cowboys Saints.
Cowboys
I
Saints.
heard this
Saints
on
dogged them.
Dog. I heard this on First Take. Stephen A. Smith, notified Cowboys hater, said the Alice Cowboys because they forgot the defense, and boy did they 44 to the Saints. That's
Dude,
impressive.
I
Derek Carr.
honestly was not expecting this at all out of the Saints.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I wanted to say
I
it
didn't expect this at the
for the
Cowboys.
Raiders. For the Raiders, I think Gardner Minshew is a very competent quarterback. I personally love Minshew. I was a big part of Minshew Mania when it was going on, and I thought it was so funny there was
Oh yeah,
Nick Foles. Uh, but Carr, like, he's showing he's still got some gas left in the tank. I don't know. I was not expecting this kind of stuff out of him.
surprising. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Kamara put up numbers. People said he was washed. He beat the allegations, but the Saints scoring like 98 points through 2 weeks. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, they played the Panthers the first week, but still doing that against the Cowboys defense,
No, dude, and especially with
impressive.
the Cowboys playing how well they did week one,
Mm-hmm.
too. Like the Saints are
Yeah,
kind of putting the league on alert right now, and we're gonna get to it later too. But the Falcons, like NFC South, might not be as bad as people thought at the beginning of the season because I keep them completely like over everything. But
yeah,
they're definitely making me put my money where my mouth is and proving me wrong. They're taking a big chunk of change out of my credibility.
yeah. I mean, I think Saints are the team to watch out for. I think they're dangerous. I don't know if they can keep up scoring at this pace, but I definitely think that they can keep up the offense. Just I don't think at this pace.
Yeah, I mean we'll talk more about it in a few days when the or probably tomorrow when Week 3 preview comes out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's
All right,
going?
next up. Next up, Browns Jags. I
Browns
only gave you
Jags. This was the
points.
Browns win, right?
Yeah, 18-13. Just what's going
That's
on
just
with
a game.
it was a sneeze fest. I gotta say, Jameis Winston got in. I love him. He's a national treasure. He needs to be protected. Someone came out. I don't. It was the running back from Ford came out and said he acts surprised when he makes the play call. I just love Jameis Winston, and he's good. He's not even bad.
Yeah, I've always had kind of a soft spot for him. The former number one overall pick.
So
So
here we
crazy
go.
to think
Is he
about
up?
too. Can you believe
Is
it was
Jameis
a
Winston?
question back in the day about who was better between him and Marcus Mariota
I know.
for
Oh
one and
man,
two?
I was. I know the good old days of football when those two names are popular. So would you classify as a bust Jameis Winston? Or was he? I know he's a journeyman, but did he really
I
ever
think I
win?
think you can call him a journeyman bust just because like what exactly has he really done anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is
Not much.
this is his third team, but it's not like that Baker situation where like he's won in other places.
No, no, he hasn't done much. He's been a solid backup.
He's been a
About it.
more than solid backup.
Yeah,
He's been a
that's
very
true.
competent backup, but um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can call him not a bust. I'd say it's up for
You know who we
interpretation.
could? I'd say we could start calling sooner a bust. Trevor Lawrence. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah,
He
he
seems to be
looks iffy.
they
Imagine they start Mac
digressing
Jones instead
every
of him.
game. I know. I mean, you got a first round pick. You got a first round quarterback backing him up. I don't know.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Maybe Trevor Lawrence can cut his hair. Maybe that'll fix something. But he's struggling, and I don't know how the Jaguars are going to be able to turn that around because
Well,
they're
I don't
stuck
know.
with him.
I haven't seen much game tape. Like I said, like I was very out of the loop this Sunday.
This
But
game was just boring. I didn't watch it.
is it more so like Trevor not getting enough time or like making bad reads or is it people like
It's still a mix of both. He's never really had a solid O line, but you can see like he's shown glimpses like the comeback against the Chargers. When he picks it up, he is the generational quarterback he's supposed to be, but he seems to be doing it consistently, and that's what the Jags need. They need consistent quarterback play, and they got him ETN, his partner. And when they're clicking, they're really good, but they just don't seem to be clicking often.
yeah, I don't know. I'd say that all of it has to be taken. I love using the term the grain of salt, dude. I love myself that little grain of salt term. Cause just like you can't like there are other confounding factors to why things are the way they are in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And for as much as I'd love to be like, what's going on with him, it's also like, that ETN pick when it happened, like probably not one of the best picks of all time. There were probably other options that you could have taken instead of him. And everything
Mm-hmm.
that happened with Urban Meyer being a coach, like in those early days, especially like rookie season esque, like and your head coach is
Definitely played a role.
not only those kind of allegations, but like when your head coach is putting together the stuff that Urban was putting together, like they had the first overall pick twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They
So
got it over the Lions when they took Trayvon Walker, and then once
messed
again
that.
passed on taking Aiden Hutchinson. So like there's definitely a lot to be said about the decision making in that front office, but you can't necessarily blame the player for not developing in an offense that won't let him develop in an organization that won't let him develop.
I mean, I completely agree. I just think they got work to do to turn it around because they've had success. They've been to the playoffs. They've won the division, but they just get stuck,
No,
and
and
part
Lawrence
of that.
Lawrence is a very competent quarterback. He won it all
Mm-hmm.
freshman season. He can do it.
Mm-hmm.
He is more than ready to step up to the plate and take the challenge. But it's like you got to let him play.
Yeah, I
You got to give
agree.
him the keys. You got to let him be confident, and you got to put him in a situation where he's going to succeed, not just expect him to succeed in a situation.
All right, next up, Cardinals Rams.
Cardinals
Big
Rams. This game made me happy.
big win for the Cardinals. It's just, I mean, I feel bad for Stafford, but you hate to see it. I mean, you can't really blame them. So many injuries. Don't even know if they have a starting O lineman anymore playing for the Rams. Now Cup's out. Nakua's already out. Defenders out. Safeties, anything you can name. Who's next? Who do you think's getting hurt next?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, like for this season, for me personally, when I was looking at the Rams, I considered it already kind of a wash for them. You traded Jared Goff so that you could get Matthew Stafford and win your Super Bowl, but you didn't have much of a plan after that. So this is just
Mm-hmm.
kind of the after effects of that trade. Like when you want to talk about who won, it in my opinion, it's one of the most even trades in NFL history because both teams got exactly what they needed out of it. That these are the after effects of a trade like that because that was a huge trade that shaped both uh, both organizations for the next decade, and we knew
Yeah,
that when it was being traded. The Lions for a more long term plan, the Rams for a more
Rams.
short term plan. You can't
Yeah,
take away that Super Bowl from them. You can't take away that Super Bowl from them, but these are the after effects of that kind of decision.
I think the Cardinals looked really good. They still look good. I think the Rams are so depleted that the Cardinals took advantage of that. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s coming out game. I think he's gonna be a problem. I think he can be contending for the Rookie of the Year. I think he's the real deal. Still 0-3 versus Michigan. Love to see him ball out. He'll forever be 0-3 versus Michigan. Um, and I think the Rams are going to struggle, and I think the Rams are going to miss the playoffs.
Hey, big ups to Kyler though. I said it week one. He's going to come back,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to come back in a big way. And this week he did it.
The number one pick for a reason, and he's showing. I think the Lions are going to struggle with him. I think he's going to have a big day next week against the Lions. Lions cannot contain a mobile quarterback.
No, I'm excited for him. I don't think there's a lot
No,
much else to talk about with the game though, so we can move on.
I think it's good. Kyler's getting it back. He took a lot of heat for his underperforming, and I'm glad he's doing
Yeah,
better.
he'll be good until the new what is it? The new Call of Duty coming out like
Yeah, Call of Duty 6 is BO6 is coming out soon.
yeah,
So if he
that's how
starts
long he'll be good
declining, we
for.
know why.
That's how long he'll be good for.
All right, this is the game everyone's talking about as usual. It involves the Chiefs. Chiefs Bengals 1 point win. Controversial 1 point win for the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs won that.
Well, the refs won it for the Chiefs, but
Yeah. The Kansas City.
box score shows Chiefs winning.
Like
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
I don't know. The whole it just makes me annoyed.
anytime these two teams come together, it's an absolute shootout. I think Burrow outplayed Kansas City. Not I did. I think he did outplay Kansas City and Mahomes. I just think, mm, regardless of the refs, Mahomes just makes plays that need to be made.
What's on your wrist, by the way?
This was my tattoo.
I didn't know you got a tattoo.
I got it after we won the Natty. Yeah, I said I'd get it, and I got it.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Was
so
it, was it a
won't be
those
getting
who
another
stay?
for a while, but it is of those who stay.
Yeah,
Nice and
I
simple.
did
Doesn't take
not.
up
I
too
did
much
not know you
space.
got that tattooed. That's sick.
Thank you. You know what makes me sick is the Chiefs and the
Yeah,
calls
yeah.
that they
Let's get
always
back
seem
to
to
it.
get.
Screw the Chiefs, man. Straight up, fuck the
I
Chiefs,
mean,
dude. I'm so done.
I
I'm
know.
so
I don't
done
know
with how
how they keep.
stupid it is.
I don't know how they keep just getting this luck.
Because
Maybe
it's a
someday
money game, dude. Because it's a money game.
yeah.
Wait,
I mean, I
it's the same
think
reason that they show Taylor Swift because the NFL knows that the NFL thinks they know what people want to see, but you're not. They're catering to too general of an audience instead of the audience that actually cares about football.
cares. And speaking of Taylor Swift, what's up with Travis Kelsey? I know he's old, but where's production? He's still
I
producing
don't
nice
know, but
shit.
Taylor Swift better get it beaten to him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
better be like, yo,
And
I'm,
I'll
I'm,
just
I'm gonna write a song and release all my fans on you if you don't start playing
you
better.
start picking it up. What was your thought on the fourth down PI?
Once again, didn't see
Because
it.
didn't see it. I mean, so he just kind of
Didn't see
throws
it,
the
but I'm
ball
I'm
up.
assuming that it was a pass interference.
I don't know. It was a bang bang play. He did come a little. Pause that. He arrived to the defender to the to the
Bro.
receiver. he, I'm sorry. He arrived to the receiver really, really a little early. So I think on that kind of play, you let it go. But it being the Chiefs, they made the call. Of course, no one's going to like it because it's the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs. So I didn't like the call, but I can see where the refs coming from throwing the flag.
Yeah, I don't
But
know. My take on when those kind of things happen, because I didn't see the play. I have no opinion on this besides just what my usual take is, and my usual take is just let them play football. And
especially on a fourth
football
down,
players, it's
end
a
of the game.
contact sport. Let's stop pretending that it's not. Some of these some of the roughing the passer calls that have been happening too are just really
Oh, it's gotten worse every
exactly,
year.
because it's like how are you
Every year.
supposed to stop yourself? You're literally a step away from the guy doing this. He throws it and then you hit his hand and it's like, yeah, no, that's pass. He could have been hurt. That's pass interference right there. That's roughing the passer right there.
Mhm.
Not pass interference. That's roughing the passer. And it's like, no, it's not. On a clear
But it's
face
all.
mask, yeah, that's a face mask. But if a guy's just being tackled, if there's contact on a play, football's a contact sport. You play it with the expectation that people are gonna get hurt sometimes. It's fine. It's a part of the sport.
Yep, but it's all about money. Quarterbacks make your money. Got to protect the quarterbacks. That's just what it's turned into now. And there's nothing we can do about it. It's just going to keep changing.
Hey, well, I mean, Tom Brady got the tuck rule, so
You know, that's how it works. Mahomes just gets all the penalties called for him. So, it happens. Someone will knock him down at some point.
yeah. Well, I mean, I remember 2019 or something. Patricia was still head coach, and there were three or something hands to the face penalties called on Trey
Yeah,
Flowers.
Packers don't even. Oh, Josh,
That was against the Packers.
started with that game. It
I thought
was
that
Sunday
was
Night Football.
Chiefs.
Or, yeah. No, it was Monday night. Don't even get me started with that game. That is the worst game I've ever watched. Almost
I don't
punched
know.
my
I
TV.
think
So
I
bad.
think that Hail Mary might be pretty bad too.
We don't talk about that.
The
That
the
was
Lions have
goal
been
line.
through some stuff. You've been through some
Yes, yes,
stuff,
we
my
have.
friend. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You guys have too. It's all fun until you make the NFC Championship game, and it's downhill from there.
Yeah, we can all just come together and hate Mahomes. It's okay.
It's yeah, exactly, exactly.
All right. What's
All
the
right,
next
enough
game?
about Mahomes. Enough about Mahomes. You talked about too much. Steelers, Broncos.
Steelers
Just
Broncos.
no offense.
Well,
6 13 13-6. That's about as double thumbs down a game you can get.
I don't know.
Yet again, I don't know.
I've been a
Let's
pretty
see if
big
they score.
I've been a pretty big Bo Nix supporter. So It was nice to see him
I
like
mean,
play.
yeah,
Okay, he
there you go. Justin Fields did throw a touchdown, so there's their one touchdown of the season so far. But for the Steelers, you take wins you can get because you're in a tough division, and you got Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, kind of going through the rotation. So I think any win, no matter how ugly it may be, you take, and you're winning your division, so it's working out for them.
No, I agree with you 100%. Like if you can't, at the end of the day, just score more points than your opponent.
Mm-hmm. It's all the NFL is really.
All right, we got
Score
to
more, you win.
this game. I don't think there's much to say.
No, no, not much to do.
Sorry, Jonah. If you want to do
Next,
your own thing on it, go for it. But
no, I
yeah,
it
I
was
got
so
nothing.
boring. It was so boring. This was not boring. Texans Bears battle
Texas, dude, I can't even. Dude, this is actually a crazy story, right? So one of
Mhm.
my homework assignments, I had to I had to make a presentation on somebody that I thought should be recognized as like a like a big influence and like a creative person, like a recognizable creative
Mhm.
person. And
Yeah.
I thought it'd be really funny if I did like the Minecraft YouTuber Dream. So,
Oh God.
so dude, I had to instead of watching the game, I was like doing this presentation on dreams for homework. Dude, I gotta send this to you
Oh
too.
God.
I had to draw a picture of him and stuff, like hand draw a picture. Dude,
Oh no.
it was so funny. I had to give like a whole paragraph reason to my rationale for choosing him and actually giving research and stuff. Like it was so funny. But I was doing that
I
instead of
bet.
watching Bears Texans.
No, it was a good game. Caleb's still struggling. I mean, 7 sacks. Was it 7 sacks? I think is what they gave up.
Oh, dude,
Seven times.
Jack
Yeah.
Nagy. This is a special message for Jack Nagy, dude.
Let's hear it.
Shut up, dude. I was so right. Shut up.
Hmm.
I literally told him with all the Caleb stuff. I was like, Caleb's gonna be good, but he's not gonna impact right away. The Bears will finish 500 at best. Stop it with this hype that you guys are gonna win the division or go to the playoffs or do anything. You guys are gonna finish third in the division behind the Lions and Packers. Maybe the Vikings might even beat you at this point. Who knows? Because I wasn't expecting this out of Sam Darnold really. Like I thought he was going to be competent, but I
No,
they were going to start out the season 2-0. Um, they're the Vikings are winning the division right now, and the Bears are losing the
that'll
division.
change. That'll
The Bears haven't
change.
won a
I
game
think.
yet. Has Caleb Williams thrown a touchdown yet?
Yeah. I don't know. I really could care less about the Bears. They're kind of been irrelevant for a
No, but my
while.
my big thing here, Nagy. I told you your offensive line needed help. I told you didn't have an offensive line built for what Caleb Williams needed it to be. You can have all the receiving talent you want. If you don't have the time to get anybody the ball or open up any running lane for DeAndre Swift, then it doesn't matter.
I think they shouldn't have gone with DeAndre Swift. Swift is not the answer. He was never really good in Detroit. He was only good in Philly because they had a good line, and you see him now with a bad line, what that does. And yeah, Caleb's going to continue to struggle. They don't have an O line. Fields struggled with their O line, and Field can actually move.
No, and Fields isn't a bad
Caleb's
quarterback. People want to
Fields.
sit there and blame the player way too much. All right, you need to start looking at what's around him. You need
Mm-hmm.
to in turn not
I,
not like players around, but organizationally what trends are before you make a take.
mm-hmm. And not a lot of people do that. They just look at stats, which I mean, statistically, yes, Caleb Williams is not good and he's struggling, but he's a rookie. When you're the first overall pick, you go to a bad team. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
So gotta
usually
get
going to the worst team in the league.
yeah. So he's just got to get comfortable, build those connections with his receivers, and I think a year or two, the Bears will be ready and will be dangerous. They have a lot of pieces. They just got to get them meshed up together, and then they just got to get no line. It always starts
No,
with the O line.
genuinely get him some O line help because their defense also is scary. They
Mm-hmm.
proved it last week. They have a really good defense. Probably with maybe a top 10 in the league, definitely top half.
That Montez Sweat, when they traded from last year, I was like, "You're rebuilding. What are you doing? Why are you giving a pickup?" But looking back, that was a great trade.
No,
I think
because I
they
love
go
that
on him.
pickup. That was so smart on the Bears getting Sweat because Sweat was so
Hmm.
underutilized on the
Yeah,
Commanders. I don't
and
know.
you can see him now. He's putting up good numbers.
I'm curious what's going to happen with I think he's still on the Niners. Chase Young.
Yeah, no, he's Saints. He
He's
left.
on the Saints now.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, hopefully he's doing well with the Saints, but like even then, like you
he's a
can't
Buckeye. I don't know,
you
kid.
can't write off a player just because of the team that they're on.
Hmm.
Sweat is proof of that. People thought he was washed because he was on the Commanders, but it's like no, like he just wasn't being utilized at all. I I'm excited to talk about Monday Night Football. Let's get to it.
Let's go for it. Great game. Really good game.
So good, dude. That
Prime
was the best
prime.
game of the week in my opinion.
That was 100%. Prime time. Kirk Cousins beat the allegations. Was
One
very
hundred percent. I was
shaky
making that joke all
early
night.
first half together. I was making jokes because it's so easy to make it. It's so true.
No, but then he goes and does
I
it.
mean,
Like credit where
yeah,
credit where credit is due.
shouldn't have
Getting Kyle Pitts the
shouldn't have
ball was
had that
huge.
much time.
They actually like involved Pitts, which I liked. Drake
I don't
London.
use Bijan the way he's supposed to be. Bijan, shout out Bijan, won me fantasy, got me the points I needed. Looked really good. Just they couldn't punch the ball in, but they scored when it mattered.
Saquon was
And
still a giant at one point. You can't get that out of him.
yeah, Philly's always gonna Philly. I didn't thoughts on. I mean, did you watch the final drive for the Phillies or for the
Yeah.
Phillies for Philly? I was not mad at the play call. Probably the best play you could call. He's wide open, and if he catches that, he scores.
Yeah.
So you can take Saquon off the Giants. You can't take the Giants off Saquon.
No,
That's what
100%.
sums up that.
Literally
It
100%.
was
Couldn't say it better myself. Like it was I just needed to sit back and be like that was a really really smart and well played NFL game.
I think Sirianni's on the hot seat. Not like it's not boiling, but I think it's getting a little warmer, especially knowing that if you just run the ball, you probably would have solved all your problems.
I I think it's
But I
definitely
mean,
heating
I
up
don't.
for him a little bit, but I don't know. I also think that there's something to be said with the fact that he's played in two very close games.
Yeah,
One of them
and one
ended in a win, one of them
close
ended
one.
in a loss, but either way, like it is. Dan Campbell says it best, man. It's hard to win in this league. You are facing the best of the best every single week, and win or lose, if you're within a score of winning, like I don't really think that somebody should be on the hot seat for that personally.
I know, but you're in Philly. You were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and you've had it.
That is fair. That is
You
fair.
had and you had the big collapse last year. I think if you didn't have that collapse, I don't think he's on the seat isn't getting any hot. Isn't getting hot, but add all that up, plus you're in Philly, you're on the hot seat. You're on the. It's warm. It's not hot, but it's warming up.
Hmm. Fair enough. Well, if you don't got anything else to say, I don't got anything else to say. We hit
Mm-mm.
almost an hour, dude.
That's good. That's good, man. It's just boys
We
talking
we
ball.
we
What do
talked
you
we
want?
talked some ball, boys. We talked some ball. As always, thank you guys for sitting down at the brown table with us. If you got any comments, anything you want to add, any opinions based on our takes, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. We'll see you guys back here with I've got a
Week three.
yeah, week three, but we've got week three previews coming up, and then we're wrapping up week two talk with a mock draft tomorrow. So we'll see you guys there.
Oh yeah.
All right, roundtable signing off.